way, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
Hi, my name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We got a morning show, and it's important for those who are about to tune in to watch me. We want to send out a prayer out to our co-host, Dr. Rock. For those who know that Philly Hot Radio has always been talking about gun violence, where one of our own kind, my co-host, is going through a lot of prayers, going through a lot of difficult times right now. And for those who are about to tune in to watch me, I'm going to dedicate this show to Dr. Rock's son, George, that passed away last night in the city of Philadelphia, where we've been talking about gun violence for the last 3 or 4 years. Showtime the Hype Man always been talking about gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. For those who going to tune in to watch me today, for those who like to call up, you can call up at 484-477-6348. We want to dedicate this Monday show and prayers to the Dr. Rock family, friends, and all the people that know Dr. Rock, that I'm going to do my best to hold up the fort today of the memory of George, of Dr. Rock's only son, was a victim last night off of gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. Before we get started, we want to send out a prayer, because anyone know Dr. Rock, she always begin our show with a prayer or the condolence for those who maybe go through something. And it's my job and my duty as Showtime the Hype Man, the host of Philly Hot Radio Morning Show, along with me and Dr. Rock every Saturday morning on Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you work. For those who are watching me around the world, and those who are watching me on Facebook, YouTube channel, and every social media where Philly Hot Radio platform is on today, nobody knows what a mother or father or anyone go through when we dealing with violence and dealing with someone that's close to me that I sit side by side with every Saturday morning, that my co-host, Dr. Rock, has lost her only son, George, by the gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. Where I've been talking about it, but it seemed like the community or the structure of way we deal with things, where it seemed like we're not concerned in this new generation of adults, where I've been trying to build a platform that deals with gun violence and structure in this city. 3 or 4 years ago, me and Double D had a platform. What I was doing on Mondays, that anyone before I ever had this radio show, even before I was doing stuff public out there in the service, where 4 years ago, I was on Facebook Live. Every Monday, I was bringing facts. We was getting into the show, and I was bringing documents and doing more research where guns come from. I was doing more research about, because of the law in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and along with other bills that have been passed in Washington called lobbying gun people that control millions of guns, that manufacturing pistols and guns in the streets, where I'm only allowed to say certain things when it comes to gun violence, when it comes to guns, when it comes to where they at, when it comes to, because of the money and the big business of armed guns in America, that only thing it have affected our generation and generation before us. Now the spirit of darkness has overshadowed the thinking of the youth of killing and murder their own kind on a consistent basis. A lot of people not going to listen to me begin because we are blindsided because we are so busy with a 40-hour job, or because we have a house or a car or a career that we must get to work. But I'm not worried about the children after children after children that are dying in the street, and half of us that maybe lost a son or a daughter, or maybe have sons that are 9 and 12 and 14 right now, and we don't even know that we might get a phone call one day say that your son was gunned down in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. But Dr. Rock, if you're watching us, and I know that you may not be watching us because you're going something right now. When I saw this morning at 5 o'clock, when Dr. Rock texted me this morning, because anybody know me, I will not promote nobody's son, daughter, because I'm not that type of man or woman, the guy or woman that does that. I don't do that. But it was important for me, once I found the news and Dr. Rock texted me the information, that I knew that it was real, and it is real. When I saw the news this morning where the location of her son last day standing at 59th somewhere Lancaster Avenue or 63rd in Lancaster, where there's a deli, where some of the delis and some of these places that's open up late at night, where we have to have some type of rules and violations, where we're seeing mass murders in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of people maybe still have a problem with Showtime the Hype Man in the city of Philadelphia, especially your elected officials. And most of your city councilmen, your state reps, former council people have passed things down to other council people about Showtime the Hype Man, where only I've been doing is trying to bring awareness to the community that I love. Because mostly the elected officials and those who are the preachers and pastors and deacons and all these leadership was born in the 50s and the 60s, where they have the same attitude because they have a title or because they have a position. They have the same attitude with people with black on black fighting each other, black on black jealous each other, black on black in position. We have got to find a way how to bring more love and unity, because the young youth in the city of Philadelphia is dying. Last 2 weeks, me and Dr. Rock was talking about how 499 deaths in the poorest section of Philadelphia has died. Dr. Rock's son has become a number of 69 deaths in the city of Philadelphia last night. I don't know what I need to say where none of the elected officials ain't calling Philly Hot Radio and say maybe Showtime maybe know the way. Because jealousy and title structure in the city of Philadelphia, that we always pinpoint who should be at the round table or who should be a part. God has gave me a gift. How to organize and how to put something together, because no one in the city of Philadelphia can match my energy. No, I don't have a gun record. No, I don't have a guy that I've shot up people and I came home from prison. I think because I did 20 years in prison, I know to solve the problem. Why we always need former people to come in when a normal guy like me with a clean record, God gave me something. But it's the city of Philadelphia that's not embracing on regular people. So when you're not allowing regular people to speak up, what we do, we're going to see more death than you ever saw for in the history of Philadelphia murder rate. Nobody knows what Dr. Rock going through right now but her. Nobody knows what every mother and father are going through in the crisis of the city of Philadelphia. I have reached out to the mayor. I had emailed to some of the council people. I have emailed some of the state reps. I have emailed to some of the senators. I have emailed to some of the organization that deals with gun violence. But everybody looking at Showtime the Hype Man, oh, he crazy. Don't mess with him. And these are the elected officials that we have are jealous people in authority. And they expect us to keep voting for the same types of people. We are in very critical situation when it comes to people loving each other. And it doesn't matter what color of skin. Well, I don't need that right now. But where some people may be commenting something, but not the right time to comment at, where we always got something to say, but we need to think before what we say. Not to those who are watching me, those who are commenting me. It's important that we have a platform that we are building right here on Philly Hot Radio. Every Saturday morning, me and Dr. Rock on Philly Hot Radio. But what I want to do for everybody that's watching me right now, where this phone line, that those who watch us have an opportunity to say something to maybe you can comfort Dr. Rock at this present time. I'm hoping that those who maybe still, because it's me, maybe I need to put another face on this show where most people in the city that I love will maybe tune in to watch it because it's me maybe. And I think it might just be me where the city of Philadelphia won't rally on someone that was born in the city that is concerned about the youth and the murders in the city of Philadelphia. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We're dedicating this show today with George, my co-host. No, I talked to her this morning. She kept saying, my baby, my baby, my baby. And all I wanted to tell her that I'm with her and all the fans and everybody in the city of Philadelphia that knows Dr. Rock, that we are praying for the family at this moment. For those who like to call up or maybe say something or say a prayer live on Philly Hot Radio, it'd be very appreciated for those who maybe want to call the radio show on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show with Showtime the Hype Man.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
So what I want to do, I want to send a prayer out for those who maybe, doesn't matter what religion you are, for me at this present time, where that we all know that it's only one God, and whatever how you serve your God, I like to take a moment out to send a prayer out to the Hott family, where Dr. Rock's whole family is going through something right now. To get a phone call late last night. So if we can hold 30 seconds for my co-host Dr. Rock and her family, I'm hoping that those who maybe are going through something the same scenario way where Dr. Rock is going through, we need all of y'all to send a prayer out. Because I know that God is very angry when little black boys, when we came a long way and we are destroying each other. So let's hold that 30-second of prayer for those who are watching me around the world. And this is for all religion prayer. We're going to hold it silent of 30 seconds for George, and Dr. Rock live on Philly Hot Radio morning show. Bear with me for 30 seconds. Thank you for those who participate in a prayer with me. I don't know what to say today to my audience, for those who are tuned in to watch me today, but I'm going to give it my best. Where for those who maybe, this is a sad moment for my co-host, and anything that I can do and anything that y'all can do, it's important that we come together right now today, where this can be a movement, even though George maybe not be here, but we can take this death and maybe get closer to a situation where we can help our society and our community has been broken down in the darkness. For those who are watching me, I don't come here on this radio show. I come here because I'm serious in what is going on in the city of Philadelphia. And over the last 40 years, we have seen the black community dying every day in all areas when it comes to the black community as a whole. I truly believe that we are way far behind in the back room, where there's no one up front is talking about our issues. I have seen that some of the talk shows and those who with the big names in the city of Philadelphia only worrying about one thing is money, when we know that money is evil money going around in the city of Philadelphia. I have reached out to the mayor, city council people. I have reached out to the state reps, state senators. I have reached out to your money bag preachers. I have reached out to those who are in every religion, Jehovah's, Muslim. I have reached out to every single of the leaders, but they still have not focused and found a way at a table how and what the hell is going on in the city of Philadelphia, when we're seeing our own friends, our own neighbors, our own children. They may not be your child, but if you are black, or if you are brown, or you are America, if you live in a street in a society that when I came up, all children mean something to me. It didn't matter if I did not raise the children. The black men and the black women are afraid, are scared to death to even get involved, to do things, because we are sidetracked with all this other stuff while kids are shooting and murder, and we're allowing the city of Philadelphia not to be accountable, not the police officers to be accountable. Who can we blame but ourselves? It's a sad day in Philadelphia that we lost another young man in the streets because the system has started from the school districts. It had started when they closed all the rec centers in the black community. It all started when we started electing men, and they started negotiating to take away from our school system, from our rec system, and some of the community centers, and some of the pals that we may have had. They stopped taking away from the basketball leagues, the summer league, the activities. But what they did, they left drugs and guns. They left drugs and guns. They are promoting drugs and guns in the poorest community in every city. In Chicago, they have every camera, and anywhere you can put a camera in Chicago, and they are still dying in mass numbers. If you go to St. Louis, when you see the brown community are killing. When you go down South Carolina, they are killing. When you go to Washington in the poor section where the capital, where the black folks are killing. See, what happened is that we have never came up with an idea what is going on, but we're seeing in the White House where white people are fighting and killing, where we have saw what they do, but the media only comes out when we get killed. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show. What are we going to do? Are we going to allow more and more kids to get killed in the street where none of the leadership, none of the organization has not found out what to do? We are in darkness. And God is not pleased with the black community, where we are all so religion, got all kinds of quotes in our back pocket, all kinds of slogans. We've been praying for the last 200 years, and we are at the bottom of financial. We are the bottom in business. We are the bottom in less education. We at the bottom at the pit. That's why the young children, because the adult has got a way of destruction in the rules, and everybody running around talking about they in love. We lost a young man last night on Valentine's Day, where most people should be home being with someone they love. But our streets are polluted with dark spirits of the yoke of the young men's in the city and the young women's in the city of Philadelphia and across every city. It's a spiritual battle that we have never conquered. And it started with the yoke of the spirit. Because my name is Showtime the Hype Man, most of the people not going to tune in to watch me. And I have a lot of friends in the city. Because the spirit of jealousy has overturned the positive in the community that I come from. I remember when I was going to run for city council, and when I did my first video, and I said that my name is Michael Keller, and I'm running for the 4th District of City Council because I saw that the community was dying and they needed something different. But when I spoke out, I was not running for the 4th District. I just saw that the 4th District, the 3rd District, the 2nd District, the 8th District are dying with people don't have a spirit or a passion to deliver something. I don't care if they don't give me no platform. I'm going to do what God put in me. And it doesn't matter. I'm here to help somebody today. I'm angry because we're allowing 499 in 2020 and 21 in February the 15th, 69 deaths in the city of Philadelphia. Maybe 159 people been shot already. And you telling me we got people that want to run for mayor already in the city of Philadelphia. Philly Hot Radio, Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show. Hello? Phone went out. Ain't that something? So, the devil is busy. Where the phone went out here at the radio station just a few minutes ago. And I know that's the devil. For those who like to make a comment, or for those who maybe want to send out a prayer to Dr. Rock, or what do you feel that what we need to do is too many people on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter around this world. And we still haven't found out how to build a campaign or build something that can spread a positive impact in the city of Philadelphia. For those who know that I started this campaign 4 years ago when I was live on Facebook and I had a Monday show talking about gun violence and where the guns were coming at. But Facebook cut me off because of the gun laws and the control of some of your senators, money bag senators that have passed bills for the gun rights. But what happened was some of the young men that are 14 and 12 are carrying guns that maybe cost $1,000. We have a street people that bringing guns from down south are selling guns, and parents are buying their children guns because of the safety of maybe their cousin got shot, or maybe their best friend got shot, or maybe someone that they grew up got shot. So we are seeing a lot of revenge, and also we are seeing that is the new trend to get the gun first, and that's how the young men and the women today, the first thing they get an argument, the first thing they say, let's get a gun. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all may not understand me yet. I don't know what it takes. I don't do this platform for celebrity. I don't do this platform that I'm going to get something out the city of Philadelphia. They're not going to give me nothing. They're not going to rally behind me, and I have too many friends in the city of Philadelphia while everybody looking at me like I'm the crazy one or saying backdoor conversation down City Hall. Philly Hott Radio. So we're seeing so many people are being destroyed in this city. I need y'all help. Dr. Rock, for those who were born in Winfield, that know Dr. Rock and her family, and George that's from Winfield, we want to send a prayer out to George, his father also, that are going through it too. For my brothers and sisters that lives in the West Philadelphia section, that maybe may know me a little better than, because don't let a politician or a money bag preacher or somebody in an organization tell y'all not to listen to me. The word is spreading, and I have knew that because of what I am and what I'm doing, I am doing something different with the city of Philadelphia. Has put out my name and long other people like dominoes in the city. I am doing something that is different, that the city can't handle me because I tell the truth. When you are a woman or a man that speaks the truth, I come from the streets of the city of Philadelphia. I didn't come with a Gucci bag in my hand. I didn't come with a nice house. I came up the way that my mother and father taught me, but I didn't know that God put something in me. Sometimes I want to be quiet. Sometimes I just want to be normal like everybody else. Sometimes I just want to sit home and mind my business and just collect my check. But I don't know why God gave it to me, and I'm always talking all the time, and I find myself with all your money bag preachers, all your elected officials, while everybody is quiet, they are comfortable on their lifestyle. Because I'm Showtime the Hype Man, y'all discredit the gift that God gave me. I am the voice of the city of Philadelphia, and I get tired of all the people biting my back, especially elected officials in the city of Philadelphia. I know they watching me, but I'm coming. I am concerned of all the children that are dying in our city, and we don't have a voice. We're dying. And they telling me that none of y'all believe in me. It's a sad day. How many young men's gonna die? Every time Valentine's Day comes up, Dr. Rock gonna remember her son on Valentine's Day. What mother, what father got to go through that at every time Valentine's Day that Dr. Rock got to remember that George got murdered and shot down in the streets of 63rd and Lancaster Avenue, where a community where crime is rising in Winfield, crime is rising in the Overbrook section, crime is riding up in Lansdowne. What is going on where we got elected officials and state reps and city council? I'm not saying their name because they'll call Facebook on me. It said I said something wrong, and then Facebook will call me up and blackball me because I spoke on what is going on. Well, Facebook, we got 68 murders so far in 2021. Facebook, we have 499 black men and women that died on the streets of the city of Philadelphia. We just hired a police commissioner that came to important. What is going on? I'm the only one that see it. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We have to leave this station today where I need y'all help. And I'm reaching out to everyone in Philadelphia. This is all our problems. It's not the elected official problems. It's not the minister problems. It's not the community. It's the people and the business people and all radio people, all personality TV people. It's the Eagles. It's the Flyers. It's the Sixers. It's all of our problem in this city. It's our problem. I'm asking the city to come together to bring a powerful statement about nobody child gonna ever suffer in the street. We may not can solve every violent crime and every murder, but we can do something. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show. I am reaching out because I'm angry because we are seeing too many deaths in the city of Philadelphia.
And good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So, for those who like to call the radio station to send out a positive message or send out a prayer to Dr. Rock, the phone number is 484-477-6348. So we was already talking about when last week where 7 murders was killed last week, and when a 15-year-old boy was gunned down. Also, it was a woman that was 37 years old was shot and killed in front of her kids. Don't tell me that nobody's watching Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show. I've been doing this going on my 2nd year where people are still credit what we're trying to build. The only way that we're going to be successful in this radio station, that we need audience participation. My co-hosts, for those who call in every Saturday when the phone lines are opening, I hope that Dr. Rock is going through a lot of pain right now. For those who are from Winfield, George live in Winfield section of Winfield, where most black people that lived in the city that maybe family have got a good job or maybe move their kids in a better environment. Where Winfield and Overbrook section is one of the highest crime rating, where they are robbing and sticking up innocent women when they get off the 52, when they get off the G bus, when they get off the 10 trolley to walk up in Lansdowne Avenue. We are seeing West Philadelphia in a high rate of murders, killing among every other city. Because we are not building positive, if we don't have an influence leadership that are willing, we don't have an influence radio personnel like we had with Georgie Wood. If Georgie Wood was here, he would have shut down the radio station and talk about the gun violence. If the Honorable Lucian Blackwell was living today, the Honorable Lucian Blackwell would have rolled up his sleeves and had a press conference. If Dave Richardson was here living today, Dave Richardson, the Honorable Lucian E. Blackwell, would have got together and put something together to reduce the murders and the crime. Because of these young, new, rising star elected officials, they worried about who gonna run for the next mayor of the city of Philadelphia. And there are 9 candidates that hoping that out of one of them that they will be the next mayor of the city of Philadelphia. Where we are electing men and women that are in our city have not come up with a plan or some type of organization in the meanwhile showing why they should be the mayor of the city of Philadelphia. For those who are watching me want to be the mayor of the city of Philadelphia, or those who are in organizations are planning fundraisers to be the lead candidate of this killing city. Philly Hott Radio would love the candidates that are running for the mayor of the city of Philadelphia, and I know that a lot of them maybe think that Showtime the Hype Man don't have enough power or influence in the city when it comes to votes. We're building organizations. We are having meetings where we're going to surprise some of the new elected officials, some of the old elected officials that are running for the mayor of this city. We are concerned of every culture in this city, but what happened is the blacks and the minority of Afro-American children are dying in the city of Philadelphia. Because my name is Showtime the Hype Man, where most people are like dominoes. When one don't like you, they all fall in. But Facebook and Instagram, and because of what I've been building for the last 2 years, I am taking off without any of them support. They got to realize that they have to run one day. I am the voice of the city of Philadelphia. And we're going to build a long, new train of voters and educate the voters in the city for those who think they're going to squeak in to be the mayor and do the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, and over and over and over, when the black community has suffered from every mayor, every state rep, every city council that are in the present right now have not come up with an idea, and the death rate of black people are dying in the city of Philadelphia. The phone lines are open for those who like to call. You can call on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show. I like to hear the community input because they say black folks are afraid to talk. They say black folks are afraid to speak on issues. Why are we afraid to speak up in our own city?
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
I want to say something, and this is a humanity's prayer. That I may not have all the big towers or may not have everything that I need to build a campaign where I want to spread something among the poorest of the poorest of our society today. For those who are struggling parents and those who maybe lost their children or their son or daughter or their grandchildren, and those who maybe lost their son in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, and even in 2000, we are seeing death rates among black folks where the community is dying every day spiritually and financially. We are broke. It's an all-out against us, even with the COVID-19 that's going on, when we are seeing us being more effective in our jobs with opportunity, where we are too busy not loving each other. I'm going to have a talk with my God, and I'm thinking about fasting, to put on a fast campaign and sit in front of City Hall, or maybe go to Harrisburg at the state capitol. I have to do something to bring some awareness to the community that I love, where nobody else is concerned in our city. It's a guy that broke his fast, and I want to thank Color Purple, Miss Blackwell, that she's trying what she's doing. I've been watching what she's been doing, and with the Blackwell culture, I want to give a shout out to them. Whatever they doing, keep doing what y'all doing. That's the way that God is planning for. I want to wish y'all the best of luck with what you're doing. Purple been out there also doing everything that she can do to bring awareness of murders. And I may not be popular in the city of Philadelphia, but a lot of people knows me. But I guess I'm not the most popular or well-liked radio host, because my style is different as a radio personnel, and I'm okay with that. But I know that I'm working on something, and I'm gonna talk to my God, because I do have a relationship in my own way with God. For those who are looking at me right now live on Facebook, I need your help. Not financial for me, but I need those who are tired of watching every news channel where Action News, CBS, Fox News, The Enquirer, The Tribune, all the Scope magazine, all the celebrities and stars or everybody. What are we going to do in this city for those who say they love the city of Philadelphia? I'm reaching out to Jeff Lurie. I'm reaching out to the president of the Flyers. I'm reaching out to the Philadelphia 76ers. I am reaching out to most of the professional fighters in the city of Philadelphia. I am reaching out to the mayor, Governor Wolf. I'm reaching out to Dwight Evans, the Congress in the 2nd District. I'm reaching out to Senator that's sitting there, we don't hear nothing from him, Bob Casey, as a senator, where when election comes, they always come in our community, and some of these committee people and ward leaders only go with how much money that they're delivering. I'm reaching out to all the judges, the criminal justice system, the DA in the city of Philadelphia. I am reaching out to the poor. I am reaching out to every neighbor, every block in this city, all business people that has a business. Those who have downtown in a high rise, and those are in our city but not vested in our city. I went to a restaurant where Chinese people are selling seafood, and I asked the Chinese man, do you have any blacks or young black men working in your store? Because everybody that came in this store was black. He looked at me, this Asian or Korean looked at me like I was crazy. But he continue to take money, and blacks continue to go to some of the Asians and Korean stores in the cities and some of these poppy stores that we got in our community where they don't give money towards the campaign to stop the violence and the killing. And what we are doing, the none of leadership that get federal and state money in the city, where they had closed some of our rec centers, they have took away some of the councils that maybe used to help the youth that had problems inside their homes. We was talking about when, during the 60s, when they built high-rising apartment complex in the city of Philadelphia and every other city where blacks was living in high-rise apartments, where 54 floors where blacks was piled up on every floor. Then they had low houses around the projects where blacks was living. It was looking like a prison system where some of those who have never been in a high-rise apartment complex, where they are designed like blocks that they have in prison. So we're based on, we took the money and the revenue out of the black community. And the black community is fighting over turf when it comes to drugs, when it comes to prostitute, when it comes to us competing towards each other. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. Is only the reason why that I'm talking, and this is for all people that lives in Philadelphia. Because I'm talking more about blacks, I am seeing blacks are filled up in the prison system. I am seeing young men that's going to do life for the rest of their life. A mother lost her son, and another young man going to be incarcerated in prison for the rest of their life. We're seeing young men that went to prison at 15 years old come home at 30, where no training, no program, no institution, no development training. So what they do after 6 months, they go back to what they know, the streets. We are electing men and women that don't have street value, street common sense, or street direction, or know anything. We're electing men and women that maybe went to college to get a degree, but what happened, they don't have no experience. Also, we're electing judges. We're electing a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We are hiring people at a youth study center that maybe works there because of their potential, but what happened is that they don't have any experience that deals with the public and dealing with the streets and dealing with gun violence, dealing with drug violence. So when you have professional people that's in position where they'll have meetings all day long but come out the meeting with the same thing when they first started, it's time for something new. My God, and because we don't respect leaders, because we don't have any leaders, we don't have someone that when they go live to tell the young men in the city of Philadelphia and in America, put the guns down, young men. Put the guns down, young men. Put the guns down, young men. We have more men in penitentiary right now are afraid. I have reached out yesterday on ABC where they had the Black Wealth in the city of Philadelphia, where they showed where black folks at the bottom of wealth when it comes to parenthood, where the Latino community has rise above the black community, where the black community pay rates are lower, when the black community depravity are lower, when the black community prison system with men, black men and black women are going to prison like it ain't nothing. And what happened was they are dropping the bomb on the community that I love because we are too professional. Too cute, too professional. For those who are watching me around the world live on a YouTube channel, I'm from Philadelphia, PA, where this city has lost leadership, structure, and foundation. This city is in a pace. We're going right now, we might see 1,000 young men die in the city of Philadelphia, the city that I came up to. Where most people, they say they're the big willers and proclaim that they can stop gun violence because they did 20 years in prison, or maybe they changed their life around, and then the elected officials, why do Showtime the Hype Man got to do 20 years of prison or go shoot somebody up or be a big dope dealer in the city for y'all to recognize me? I don't have a criminal background, but they don't still give me the knowledge and the gift that God gave me. No, I don't have a drug-fested background that I sold poison to my community and spread it. Because I have a clean spirit and I'm not disrespecting none of the guys and brothers that went out there and did what they had to do. I want to make that clear to y'all. And I'm not downing my brothers and sisters that did what they had to do. But what I'm seeing that the elected officials and them look for guys that come out where they think that they know what to do to stop violence and hope that it won't do it. That's not working either. We tried that. We have to use ordinary people. And God is planting ordinary people without a degree that come up with a plan. But what it is that some of your elected officials do not want no one to take a platform because they scared that somebody may run after their seat. And because of the way the city of Philadelphia is organized when it comes to politics, where we are watching behaviors of elected officials in the city of Philadelphia where they sitting around now scratching their head. And because every time 2 weeks ago, I asked that anything that I cause harm to the Democratic Party in the city of Philadelphia, I asked them forgive me. And I'm not blaming your elected officials. I'm not blaming your money bag preachers. I'm not blaming your spiritual leaders. It's all of our fault in this city. I'm not blaming the mayor. I'm not blaming the governor. I'm not blaming the police commissioners. I am blaming all of us. We are accountable for the city of Philadelphia murder. Everybody in every city looking at us that every time the big news come on ABC News when death rates are higher in a city where we have too many people in this city that we can change the gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. I'm not looking to be on no platform. I'm not looking for elected officials to ride on what I'm doing. I'm doing this because it's inside of me and God has gave me a gift. I am the voice of the city of Philadelphia. And I have a passion to do something in a history that this city never saw before to change the outcome of the poor people in the city of Philadelphia. It's time for someone or even me to roll up my sleeve and not do all the talking because too many people are talking on the side of their neck that's in position. Too many people all of a sudden that's in position, they get earaches. They don't hear what the children and what the youth is talking about. Too many people that's in position, all of a sudden they blind and they don't see what is really going on in the city that they call the city of Philadelphia. We are dying and we are losing the battle. February the 15th, 69 deaths already in 2021, where we have too many people, too many organizations, too many corporate world. I'm sending up, I am calling out ShopRite, Acme, all Kmart, Walmart, all the business in the city of Philadelphia, all the owners of NFL, NBA, the American Baseball League. I'm calling out everyone in this city to come together. Let's start building a campaign funds to develop street lights, organizing where they have so many vacant buildings that we can open up some of these places where we can have meetings where men's can work around the clock and women's to come out at nighttime, call an outreach program to settle some of this gun violence and try to tone it down. For those who are watching me around the world, I'm from Philadelphia, PA. Philly Hott Radio, Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show.
Hi, Michelle. I think I might have called the wrong line.
Oh, you called the right line. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show.
Oh, okay, babe. I was calling to see when I can come on and speak with you.
Well, how you doing? We was talking about last night. Another young man died last night. My co-host, Dr. Rock's son, died last night in the streets of the city of Philadelphia, where there have been 69 deaths total in the city of Philadelphia. You did call the right number. This is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show. What happened was that my co-host's son got gunned down last night in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. What we are talking about, caller, that I've been sharing for those who know that I am Showtime the Hype Man, but people have never took me serious because of my character. With those who know that I am the Hype Man formerly of the Dell Music Center when I used to come out and engage with the audience.
Right.
But because of that, a lot of the Afro-American brothers and sisters looked at me and never understood that I was doing that. But those who are blind, those who have cancer, those who have high blood pressure, those who go through chemias, those who go through sickness, I found something to build. But caller, talk about what you're doing so we can change the subject, because this topic was about murder and killings, and I was talking about that I want to put on a campaign funds to develop money to have people working at night and patrolling the streets, where I'm talking the Sixers, the Flyers, anybody that's in the corporate world, those who work for Wawa organization, Kmart, Walmart, Macy's, any store that govern the city. I'm asking them to put together a campaign funds to go into the poorest black section of the city, where black folks and brown people and white children do not have a way, and reduce some of this killing and murder. So what I was doing, I was coming up with a plan, since the city of Philadelphia haven't came up with an idea yet. I came up with a solution where, because I'm Showtime the Hype Man, most of the audience not going to respect me. Most of the people that I grew up think that I'm a guy. Like OP Production in Wilmington, Delaware said, Showtime the Hype Man, you are not just a dancer. What do you want to say to the audience? You on this phone right now, and have you ever deal with murder or someone you knew that dies from the streets of the city of Philadelphia?
Well, it's crazy that you say that, because my cousin wife's son just got killed Friday night down at Park Avenue and Erie Avenue. He was shot down for no apparent reason, and she's right now preparing to lay him to rest. Wow,
we're doing the same thing. So let me ask you a question. I don't know what the era where you came from. What is going on?
23rd Lehigh.
23rd Lehigh. My cousin lived at 24th and Lehigh. Jabbar, 24th and Lehigh. That's around the corner from the Connie Mack Stadium, when it used to be, where white folks would come there and see the Philly ball game.
Right.
You knew when crack cocaine came in that area, they destroyed 23rd and Lehigh, all in that area, where those men's and women's was going crazy. Now we're seeing guns it's like crack cocaine now. The guns are out of control, and the young men are using the guns to murder their own brothers and sisters because the history of the black community is dying and is betrayed that way. People like that was born in the 60s got into crack cocaine, heroin, syrup, pill popping. We didn't care. We was snapping our fingers. We thought that we was moving on up, but the black community has lost the structure of love. What do you want to say to our audience that as a mother, I don't know how many children you got, or do you have a son?
Yes, I do have a son, and he's actually 42 years old, and I still worry about him to this very day because you just never know if you want to get that phone call. And we're living in very scary times right now because we don't know the mentality of our people, and I'm not going to just say young people, just people in general, because of the climate that we are living in. And it's sad to say, like, it's so many people that's trying to create resources for the young, for the most part, like Enoch Tabernacle Baptist Church on Cheltenham Avenue. Pastor Wild has always put together, groups that would go into the community and everything, but for some odd reason, it's still not reaching those youth or those people that really need the services or whatever.
I want to say something to you, and I want you to hold that pause. We had religion leaders, we have community leaders. She just said something. I want y'all to hear what she just said. I want to say what she just said to my audience. Where we have all these people in this city where they can't even reach the young people, or because of the deaf ear that we are carrying. And what happened is that God has saw that the community that I come from are not listening or not paying attention. We just had 499 murders in 2020. Now, that should have been a wake-up call. That should have been an alarm that all of us, everybody in this city, not because Showtime the Hype Man, everybody looking at me like I'm the craziest one, and then all these brothers and sisters, all they worried about is making a dollar. Dollar is good, but lives are better. Lives are important to me because young men deserve a chance because of we are so selfish as a black community, as black business people, and everybody talking about, I just want to get paid. That is true. And we know that we need money, but also we need money to invest in our community to build something different so the young men can listen. What do you think that you can come up with? Because you are in the fashion business, is that correct?
Yes, I just created a line for like athletic wear. It's like fashionable athletic wear. It's called Fine Luxury Living. It's sweatshirts with hoodies, but it has like embellishments on them and the wording, and it has a beautiful logo. And I have hats as well. And I'm leaning towards sweatsuits and stuff. It's a new line, and I'm trying to create a fine luxury living lifestyle from the mindset to your health and everything else. Because I wrote a book in 2020 in reference to some things that I personally went through, and I've been trying to spin this message to people in reference to their health, which is so important because our people still don't know how to eat right, and even with this climate that we in now with the COVID, a lot of that is geared towards our diet, of how we're being affected. So if we change the way we thought about what we put into our mouths, then we wouldn't worry about so much as getting a vaccine, and we could save ourselves, So my book has a lot of information about that, and it's all about the lifestyle of, eating right, feeling good, and health as well, and then also to be able to just go on in your daily life with just doing the right things, treating people right, spreading love to one another, because that's another thing that we're missing, of caring for one another, reaching out, having a conversation. We walk around like zombies. Like, we don't have no communication anymore. Everybody relies on texting and phones and don't even look up to even say hello. You know, people move out of Philly to go to other states now because of, you know, the interaction with with the human touch and the human conversation of what's needed. And we're lacking all of that, you know. And it's just sad that it takes more than me. It takes you know, you doing your part. And, you know, if we can all just figure out a plan that we can do something on a bigger scale. And hopefully somebody, if it can touch somebody's ears today, then we can make a difference.
My name is, for those who are watching us around the world, we are live on the YouTube around the world. This radio show is broadcast live. And I think that what you are sharing, we need to maybe bring you on the show so we can see your hoodies. And also you need to, so Showtime can wear one of your hoodies and hats, because it's important that, because what I'm building, I can't not do this by myself. A lot of people in the city of Philadelphia looking for all these other big time radio stations that are struggling with the spirit of the information. And because I'm planting a new seed of a new wave to create that talks about health. The day I went back to the gym, those who know that I believe in exercising, and also I truly believe in eating the right food, and where I'm seeing so many brothers that are 50 and 60 years old, between that age, are having prostate cancer. We're seeing some of your best friends that, because we don't interact with some of our friends or some of those we grew up with, and because God has gave me a humanity energy where most people looking at me because of my energy. I remember when I got a phone call from you last night, and I want to give my brother for thank him hooking me up with you, that when you first got on, people might think that I'm crazy what I did for the Dell. What I did for the fans at the Dell Music Center. I did something to make each person happy that I contacted the Dell. What I did for the Dell, where I done something in the history of the city of Philadelphia, have never saw a guy that come out in the hot sun, sweat and tears, where when I had the Dell Music Center jumping. What they did, they cut me off because I spoke at a board meeting where I asked them forgive me, but they never forgot me. So everybody else, some of them went like dominoes, because Showtime the Hype Man played a major role of building the Dell Music Center, but I did it with my spirit. I was a spiritual guy that God told me to move every fan. I did it for 9 years.
Yes, and you did a damn good job.
Well, you wouldn't tell the other people they got rid of me. They got rid of me because I spoke up, but I'm sorry. I asked them forgive me, but we know how black folks are. When we're in position, we will kill our own brothers and sisters. We will cut our own brother legs off. But I forgave them, and I hope they forgave me. I am hoping that the Dell Music Center open back up again. But it's not about the Dell no more. It's about God gave me a new platform, a radio show where most people are counting me out on this radio show. I know that God is going to take care of me. What do you want to say on this audience? Because I think that you need to come and bring some of your items. So if you got all this, and I tell people, marketing is one of the biggest thing that every man and woman should know. I don't care what you do, how you do it. It's important. I'm not going to talk about the Dell no more. That's over with me. Whatever I did back, that's back there, so God can move new opportunities for me, not just in Philadelphia, across every city where people are looking for something new. I just want to thank you for calling up. You never expect Showtime the Hype Man to have his radio show, did you?
No, but I knew that God had to have something for you, because it takes a bold person, it takes a godly person to be able to move like that through an audience that grand, and be able to shake it and move it and have everybody on their feet. So God had to be in you for you to even conquer anything like that. And and I'm telling you, you you were the life of that whole conglomerate of an organization business with that Dell, because we look forward to seeing you every intersection they had. You know, it's like you had it lit, and I'm telling you, you was the spirit through all of that.
Well, it's the people.
To lose you, that's sad.
Well, because the people that was in charge feel that because I disrespect a person that was their friend, but I didn't disrespect them as
you
me.
Spoke the truth and facts on
Well,
whatever you were speaking about.
no, well, because I was running for the president of the board of the Dell Music Center, and I showed leadership. And when people are afraid, and I didn't get nothing for, I want everybody to know the record straight. I didn't get $1 to be Showtime the Hype Man. I did it for 9 years without getting $1. I did it because the spirit of helping organization, and I have found out that when black folks see a cheerful person or a joyful person or a man or a woman that just want to show his gift, I never knew that I was going to be Showtime the Hype Man, but God knew. And I want to thank you for saying that, because I don't want to talk about the Dell anymore. Whatever they did to me, I ask them to forgive me. I want God to bless the Dell, bless the organization, and bless everybody that made the Dell happen. Showtime was only 1%. They feel that I was this 1%. I was not effective. They truly believe that I was not effective to be Showtime the Hype Man. But the fans do not lie. The fans in the streets and those who in the city of Philadelphia know that Showtime the Hype Man, when the lights came on and when I came out, the crowd went crazy at the Dell.
Yes.
They went crazy. I know it. I touched everybody.
Yes.
So I'll probably never be at the Dell again to a new organization come maybe give. But I think that God has got me going another direction. God always tells me that every new direction, every rejection is a new direction. I never knew that Showtime the Hype Man from the Dell Music Center will be doing his own radio show on Philly Hot Radio. So I want to thank you for calling from the bottom of my heart. I know that whenever you want to come up, bring your book. I want you to bring your materials so the audience can see it live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on the YouTube channel. So we need to see your product so everybody in this audience can come and share your talent, your gift that God. So you need to call me up and set up a date that you're available. We are here from Monday to Saturday.
Oh, okay. I'll come Saturday then.
Okay, well, come on up. She's going to come Saturday then. Okay, well, you're welcome to come Saturday.
Okay.
So you call me later on, and I'll get the information where the location at. She is coming Saturday, y'all, on Philly Hot Radio. She has a book which show Afro-Americans with how we should eat. And the reason why that black Americans are getting sick, because the medication does not go with our body. And what they've been doing, they've been experiencing medication off of UMP, and what they've been doing, they've been going to poor countries where some of these medication saw side effects, but those who thought they was getting some money or some food, and they will go in some of the poor black countries over Africa where they didn't have food, they didn't have rice, they didn't have watering. So they went there, some scientists went there to see these type of medication and the side affecting where women are not having babies in the community because we are reducing our children. We are reducing, when blacks was coming in the 60s and the 50s, we was having 9 and 8 and 7 and 5 children at the minimum. We are losing our popularity more with the COVID-19, more with cancer, more with diseases. Our children are dying of the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 22, even 42-year-old children that are 42 maybe have a mindset like they're 18 because the city has failed the black community once again. We had 3 black mayors that never put aside a budget. That say, hey, I'm going to help y'all out. But as me being a black brother and a black mayor at the time for everybody, but I must put money aside and a budget aside for the 10 years that so we can start investing money back in the black community. But we're investing money downtown. We're investing money in all the casino. We're investing money all down 2nd and Spring Garden. But what they're doing, they're allowing the crime to go up Germantown, Monterey, Winfield, Overbrook section, where some of the black community moved out down the bottom and maybe deep in North Philadelphia, and they thought getting a home up Monterey, but the crime rate is pushing us over the other side where blacks not going to be a powerful figure in the city of Philadelphia. So those who are black city councilmen or councilmen at large, we're seeing agents, Latinos, and other people coming in going to be taking some of the seats. Where we had dominated the council seats, where some of the council people haven't done nothing to give back. This is a city for all people, but it just happened that the blacks are not getting it. Yes, they run for the whole city because we don't pay taxes and we don't own business. We're not putting revenue in federal and state money where corporate people have money and can say more and can write a check more and can write a large contribution in their campaign. And then some of them are running or afraid that the Democrat Party in the city of Philadelphia will run a candidate against them. And we know that the big real estates are moving in the city of Philadelphia and chasing our mothers and fathers away. I want to thank you for calling up. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Rare.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So that was a caller that's going to come up on the show, and she want to talk about health and wealth in the black community. And we're talking about murder and killing and what's also going on in the black community. I may not be the best host, the best speaker, or maybe not have the most powerful radio show, but I'm going to duplicate with Georgie Wood and the Honorable Lucian Blackwell, Dave Richardson, Cecil B. Moore, Charlie Bowser, and those who are key figures of the movement where blacks were struggling in the 60s, in the early 60s and the 50s, where we could not even go downtown, when we could even go to a decent restaurant, when we didn't have good schools. But because of society gave us a job that we can make a decent wage and living to put our children in the best schools, in the best environment, but what happened, it backfired. We may have got all the opportunities, but we didn't generate love. Or do we really understand the native of our spirit that's been broken 300 years ago? I may not have what you might think that Showtime the Mic Man should have, but I know that God is going to use me on a bigger platform. I may not get to Philadelphia. I maybe have to leave Philadelphia, where I am a voice. And because too many people are watching me, and too many people are seeing the same thing I see, but the difference is that I am not getting invited to any or none of the events to help to reduce the murder. But God has gave us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. God has gave us a social media. God has gave us all telephones. God is moving in a new technology, and the new technology has opened up doors for people like me and my friend Dr. Rock that is not here today and dealing with her son, death. Dr. Rock, we love you. And all those who was born in Winfield, Overbrook, we have lost another person's son in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. When we thought that for those who are Winfield resident, those who are Overbrook resident, those who are Lansdowne Avenue and 63rd and Lansdowne, 63rd and Cox Creek, we have lost another young man in a street, in a community that we thought that we were safe and our parents put us, but the school system failed us in Overbrook, Man, Bieber, Gompers. As we started moving up and more started coming, they started taking things out of high schools and they were setting the tone to destroy and allow this decent neighborhood to start going down and down and down. And once the Jewish people started leaving out at the hardware store, Swartz, Liz Baker, Snackies, Al Berman's, Today's Man, Gino, I can go on, and those who was born and raised in that community where we are seeing St. Joe's at the university have not invest money back to our community. They have a big facility where our young folks should be running track up there, where our young folks should be playing basketball up there, where our young folks should be playing tennis up there, where our young folks should be setting up programs in schools, and St. Joe's ain't vested money, and they'll give money to some of the ward leaders and some of the Winfield Association people to keep us quiet. I want to give Dee a shout out on Philly Hot Radio. She is concerned and what is going on, but I know that because other people watching the organization, she might run from Showtime to Hype Man because of other people that are elected officials, and those who may be elected official in that district, they don't want nobody. If you know me, and if you know me, they're not going to deal with you to give you stuff. Because all I'm talking about, waking us up. Where community is dying. We are losing too many people. And I hope that Facebook don't cut me off. I didn't say any names. I'm not talking about no elected officials or anyone. I have a good name. I'm a decent human being. It's that the way that we've been taught to dislike each other. For those who like to call me up at 484-477-6348. We are live on Philly Hot Radio, Showtime and Hype Man. We got a radio show. This ain't my show. This is our show. This gives us an opportunity to talk about the real issue, the real death, the real concern. How could I be a Philly native and not discuss about the murder of Dr. Rock's son that was murdered and shot down in the city of Philadelphia? I don't care what he did, how he done it, or which we might think, or we get all these, well, you know, nobody deserved to die. No mother, no father deserved to get a phone call on Valentine's Day knowing that their child died.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So we're back now. Last week, someone posted about there are 7 candidates that want to be the mayor of the city of Philadelphia and maybe want to throw their hat in to run for the mayor of 2024. What they're doing, they are putting everything together and lobbying this and testing the water when you want to run for a big city seat like this. And it's important that for those who are running, that I'm hoping that some of the candidates will come on Philly Hot Radio and discuss why they want to run for the mayor of the city of Philadelphia. And I'm hoping that they have a plan that's starting the plan now and reducing and how we can close the gap with the murders and the killing in the city of Philadelphia and in other cities, where we can take our program and bring it to other cities and other elected officials in other cities where the community can sit down and have regular people from residents that can be a part of the meeting. The problem is we have too many professional people at the meeting, have never even dealt with the street, have never been homeless, maybe never been on drugs, have never been in a court system, never been through a process, have never been through difficult days, have never been through trials or tribulation. We are getting men and women where they had blow pops and candy and never really came in the rough of situation. And when you have leaders that never been in a bumpy road before, they don't know how to come out of situation. When you have leaders have never been through drama, situation, we're electing men and women that maybe had family that put them in a better environment, but because we know that with politics and we know that what position can do, we can help some of our friends that have money, that we can bring contracts, we can allow the black man or the brown man to suffer, and we'll bring those who got the biggest check in. And that's what we've been seeing for the last 40 years of the dream city called Killer City, Philadelphia. For those who want to be the mayor of the city, Philadelphia, do not take me for granted and my audience and all the fans and people that I know. We are registered voters in Pennsylvania. We're going to be promoting and asking some of the mayor candidates where most people don't know that I am the voice. We're going to put some bullhorns. We're going to put microphones in different sections of the city. We're going to be going to some of the rec centers and having a mass meeting across every city, every poor section, rich section, community section, business section in the city of Philadelphia. We're going to put on a mass campaign for those who are running to be the mayor in this city. You're going to be a rude awakening because the Democrat Party, the ward leaders, and the committee people, and those who are in committee, and those who are in leadership feel that they have enough money, but we're going to invest money on billboards. We're going to invest money in advertisement. We're going to invest money where poor people are going to be a part of wearing buttons, wearing t-shirts, wearing hoodies. We're going to have flags. We're going to billboard and market this poor campaign in a city of murders where elected officials always know that they are governed by the Democrat machine in the city of Philadelphia. We're going to show them something different. I need everybody that thinks like me, that are tired the way that too many young people are dying in the city of Philadelphia. I want to read my nephew Sharif Keller comment. Education of self is the goal to give the children of color self-awareness and mentally stability was not in goals in some of the household. And you're right. I'm going to say something to the audience that are watching me. One thing about Showtime the Hype Man, that I'm a realist. I already know that my back is against the wall in the city that I was born and raised since 1961. I have been a target where some of the leadership in this city and this current heard what they say and what people say about me. All I'm doing is showing my passion and the gift that God made me as a little boy. I'm not afraid what they're going to say or what they're going to do to me. I know that I can't not look God in his face. How can I pray? And knowing that this city is dying and the leadership and the direction that this city is going down the wrong path because we're not allowing genuine organizing people that has been gifted by God to change the murders in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show. We got a morning show live on Philly Hot Radio.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
I am building something here, and I don't know what God has in plan for me. He maybe not have a plan for me to stay in Philadelphia, and where another broadcast radio station or a network going to see my passion. And the difference is that we're not used to men and women that have a passion of success, where I know that God is planning a whole new intersection for me to meet new people. And I trust God. Where I am dealing with evilness, spirits in a dark city, where this city has lost the light of shining and producing opportunity for black little babies and black children, where I'm seeing where some of the leaderships, yes, it's an all city, and I want to make that clear, for all people. But this city is dying. Children are dying. Mothers are crying because someone lost a child. We have kids that are born with diseases where mother and father just can't figure out what is going on, where numbers of black babies in this country are dying. We are dying in all phases in diseases, with gun violence, with drug addiction, with medication, with all types of stuff. But we are too busy fighting among each other. When you have a race that fight among each other, where the spirit has been broken, our back against the wall. And I truly believe that some of the leaderships and some of those who are worldwide are watching me on the YouTube channel world. This show should go, these views that I'm sharing today should go platinum today. But because of the condition of the black man and the black woman in America, and because of the condition of other people in the social media, because you see no booties or no hand clapping, when those can do those can do TikTok and dancing off our music and get 1 million views just dancing, how a Korean man can dance on TikTok, where we will watch that and give it 1 million views, but we're talking about somebody's son died in the cold streets of the city of Philadelphia, and I may get 1 view, but we're talking about bodies are dying in caskets, and too many graves are young men. When you ride around a grave site, there's another young boy that have never got a chance to shine the light on his opportunity. I may get 1 view of this radio show today, but it's not going to stop Showtime the Hype Man. I'm not here for views. I'm not here just to talk. I'm not here just to talk on the side of my neck. I'm here for a purpose, to build something that is powerful. For those who are watching me for the first time, and we are closing, I want to send a prayer out to Dr. Rock and George. George, whatever I can do, because I knew your mother. And I worked side by side by your mother every Saturday morning. And I was trying to get George to come to this radio station. And Dr. Rock was trying to get her son And sometime I might have could have said something to George, but he never got to the radio station. I never got a chance to meet him. I never got a chance. Maybe that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, that I can help another young man or another young woman or even an older person that are watching me that still has the old way of living. I may not have a fancy hat, a fancy car, or a fancy home, or I maybe not have what people think they're accommodating that he making money. Then all of them would jump in because they think that I'm doing something because this is a gift from my creative. I'm going to keep on talking. I'm going to keep on believing that one day that Showtime the Hype Man going to solve the murders and bring youth and those who wanted or maybe do something to structure that, because we heard Showtime the Hype Man, he said something that stuck with me. I'm going to do my best, my audience. This is our radio show. And what they're hoping that I do a grand opening and a grand closing, that Showtime the Hype Man don't show up no more. So they're telling people don't watch my radio show. And they are spreading around all the social media and all those who talking about just rapping. You can do what you want to do. But this show is concerned about every young man, young woman, or anybody that lives in a humanity way. We are concerned what is really going on in the city of Philadelphia and other cities. For those who are watching me in Chicago and Detroit today, and those who are watching me in UK and other city across this great country. This radio show, I may be from Philadelphia, but this is a global radio show that is broadcasting live wherever Facebook allow me to talk. Someone is out there is talking to me. And I believe that the phone is going to ring, and I'm hoping that that phone call, I know what God can do. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching someone that's developing. And I know that I set the invitation to do something that has never been done before, broadcast on the YouTube channel, on Facebook Live, Instagram, and all the social media platform. I want to be a part of a campaign called Awareness in our community. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We are getting closer to the time. I want to thank every one of y'all that tune in to watch us live today.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.